Hey tribe, Dawna here from Transformational Healing, and today we're going to learn how to burn resin incense on charcoal tablets and all the safety, the precautions that you need to have, and how to do it in the right amount so that you don't completely flood your home with tons and tons of smoke, but that's so that you have the amount of smoke or the scent that you want in your house. So let's get started. So now that it's burned all the way across, except a tiny little piece on there, now you can put your resin onto it. So this is dragon's blood, and as you can see, there's two pieces here. This piece of dragon's blood is actually a little too big, and it will probably burn for too long or put too much smoke in the air all at once. So you want to use smaller pieces like this or powder, and so you just drop it on. Now you can use a spoon to actually put that on there, but you'll see how it will melt. And dragon's blood is amazing for clearing a room, clearing the energy, brightening the energy, and filling it with all kinds of sweetness, and also protecting your space. So it kind of clears and protects your space all at once. It's a wonderful resin and it smells beautiful. So you can see how much smoke is coming off of that one little piece of resin, and it's just like boiling in there. So if you used a much larger one and had a smaller room, that would not be good. So when you burn resin, little bits at a time are great. They burn for, not long periods of time for each little piece, but it's good so that you can control the amount of smoke that is entering your space. And you can see that I also brought frankincense today. So in a second, when that is done, we will add a little bit of frankincense. But see, it's still going. And I did the time lapse on the charcoal so that you didn't have to just sit there and watch a charcoal burn across. So that's why I did it. And I will make sure that the timestamp has gone up on it after I figure out how long it took and how short I need it be for you guys so that you can see that. So depending on your charcoal depends on how long that's going to take. This is a brand new pack of charcoal. It was just opened, and so it actually lit relatively fast. Now once you open your charcoal, you should always store it sealed up as tight as possible, either rewrapping it in aluminum foil, they come in foil packs, or I actually like to use plastic Ziploc bags to make sure that it keeps all of the air out, because it will oxidize after a while, and then they still light, but they don't light as fast as that did. An older pack, the last pack that I just finished, the last one took at least twice as long to burn across as that one did. So you can see the dragon's blood is still simmering across. The room smells amazing. And I didn't burn this with any other intention than actually showing you how to do it, but you always want to use intention as well. So if you're curious about how to phrase intentions for what you're wanting to do, I have a great video on that I will pop up on the top of the channel, and I'll also link it at the end. I do have a similar video to this that shows you how to burn loose incense on charcoals as well, and how to burn the powdered incenses without any charcoals. And just to make note of all of the safety here, again, a surface that is not necessarily flammable. You saw some of the sparks, and there's little bits of dust that have come down from the saltpeter. A plate or a coaster or fireproof something, because the bottom of this is starting to get pretty warm right here. I mean, I can touch it, but it's starting to get pretty warm. And the whole entire bottom of this is filled up with sand, ritual sand or sand from the beach or something. And then always use your tongs. Always be careful of flammable surfaces around. Never try to hold the charcoal with your hand. If you don't have a pair of tongs, which are in the shop, you can use tweezers. Use something to hold that. A pair of pliers. Use anything to hold that charcoal except for your fingers. It will burn. And always make sure you're using a fire-safe dish, like the brass censer here. That's also available in the shop. So you can see that dragon's blood is still burning, but I wanted to show you an example of little tiny pieces of frankincense. So we're going to add them on there and take our chance. But you can scatter them across the top of the charcoal, and now you can watch those and how they will simmer up and boil as well while we're talking. So frankincense is also amazing to brighten and enlighten the energy in a space. It is amazing for meditation, for bringing your energy center up to at least your heart, to open up your third eye and to help you be able to have insight. It's also used for purification and protection as well. Most of the resins are for purification and protection, so that should be able to help you with all of those things that you are working on. But resin incense burns so clean and so clear. I love adding resins to all my different loose incenses that we sell in the shop, and they just work really, really well. So this is a different type of essence, not as sweet or a different type of sweetness. It's more of a higher vibrational energy than anything else, but you can see that a tiny little bit of resin really does go a long way. So just keep that in mind, and keep all of your fire safety and charcoal safety things in mind as well. And you can use the lids, and it helps to diffuse that a little bit in different directions. But you need to be careful, because if I was to leave that on there too long, this lid will also be very, very hot. So when you go to remove the lid, I didn't leave it on there long enough to heat up, but when you go to remove the lid, it would be really hot. So a lot of times I just tend to leave the lid off when I'm actually using it, and I keep the lid on when I'm not using it. But it is designed to be on the top of it if you'd like the smoke to be coming out in different directions. So I hope that that helped you learn how to use charcoal tablets safely, how to care for the charcoal tablets, how much resin is too much resin, not enough resin, and all of the different safety things and the proper materials that you should have. So making sure that you have fire safety first in your mind, and also those intentions, they are so important. So like I said, if you want to catch that intention video, or you want to look at the loose incense to see what types of differences there are between the resins and the loose incenses, you want to check out one of these two videos over here. So have a blessed day, and we'll see you next week. And you can see that's going to burn for quite a long while, and it was just the tiniest little bit of resin. So it's so beautiful.